Nollywood filmmaker, popularly known as TK, Tunde Kelani, who says piracy stopped me from releasing a movie in 4 years. So, piracy, we've talked about piracy on this show several times, you know, and it's such a problem in the Nollywood industry. I think not just even in Nollywood industry, in the music industry as well, but I think he's talking more about his own side of the story. And he says, you know, that if he does a movie that within 24 hours, you know, is it 24 or 48? Sorry, I don't remember. 24 hours, that it will get pirated immediately. And as a result, he hasn't directed or made any film in the last...
Oh, he hasn't released
in the last 4 years. So I don't know. Copyright, I think, is a major issue, and I don't know how we can tackle it as a nation. I don't know, unless perhaps we come up with, I just don't know how we're going to tackle it, because it affects not just Kelani, I think it affects all of the people in the industry.
No, I think the best way to tackle piracy, which he also stated while he was speaking to the news agency he was speaking to, was that the world has gone digital. Look, it's easier for you to pirate DVDs and all of that, but when you have a platform, a distributing platform, or a streaming platform, how can you pirate that without paying some money? So regardless of the piracy, even if you have to pay $2 to get my movie, and then you pirate it after paying that $2. Now imagine every other person that wants to pirate pays that $2. I'm getting something. It's different from
piracy. Doesn't really work like where everybody will have to go onto it. You know, if one person goes and pays their $2, once that one person gets it, they then, you know, pirate it and then send it to everyone else or give them.
But that person will be all about his gain. So the next person
No, not necessarily. Some people do it for their friends, and those friends will do it for their own friends, and those friends will do it for their own friends, and then you see what it penetrates.
Well, first of all, if you are on a streaming service in the first place, you already have a deal, you already have a contract, you already know this is what I'm making, regardless of, okay, I make so amount of sales, this is what I am making. So it is, you're rest assured that you are going to make money.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're still also going to lose money, especially when you take into consideration how much they spent in making that movie. If they don't hit that mark, you know, they have lost. And if they don't even make enough...
But would you compare that loss to that of you doing a DVD and then it's all around the Alaba boys and then you're not making... Would you compare that loss to that of a streaming service?
A loss is a loss, regardless. In business, a loss is a loss. So whether you've lost $1, whether you've lost 1 million, a loss is a loss. But Elsie is dying to say one or two things.
No, I'm just watching you to go on it. But even Hollywood is facing piracy. Like theirs is even really huge, because there are so many series we get to watch here and we know how we watch them, you know. But Tunde Kelani, if he really wants to put out a movie, I think he will, because this
so you should not use this as an excuse.
I did not take a put-out movie 4 years because of piracy. I mean, when I was reading it in my head, I started remembering the fact that he resigned from the board that we were talking about. He was talking about the fact that they are not progressive. And before I got to the part where he mentioned what Ife just talked about having other platforms and the digital age, I was thinking, are you the one not being progressive right now before he got there? And that's like him saying, oh, he has now realized. And this is something you should have realized like how many years ago. Your colleagues are doing it. Even Kunle Afolayan comes out to shout piracy, piracy,
but
piracy.
But
he's making money.
I was going to say, he has to take his age into consideration. He's not
comparing him and Kunle Afolayan, how many age difference? How
No, there's a big gap.
Whatever the big gap is, you are in the industry, you are active in the industry, so it is your job to know. So what's him saying piracy is the reason why, he's saying there are works that he just doesn't want to bring them out. So if you've spent money to actually produce a good movie and it's lying on your shelf, so who is losing more? If he really has something to push out, he will push it out. So this whole piracy stuff,
I think maybe that is part of the reason why he was on the board in the first place, and then he wanted to make a difference, and then he noticed that, okay, they couldn't do anything about piracy, so right now he's going to try his hands on other stuff.
Amen.
And so maybe that's part of the reason why he left the board in the first place.
I hear.
I like the way that Elsie, if I was the one saying I hear now, you guys would have attacked me.
No, I attack you. I'm saying I agree with what he's saying, but I'm still saying what I am saying. It's that simple.
That's what I call diplomatic, and that's how I described you when we started the show.
Thank you.